All right, guys. So Disney just had their D23 big hoopla presentation event thing, and they announced a bunch of stuff. I've already reacted to all the trailers that they released to the public, so you can go watch those if you want. I'm not going to necessarily react to everything again here, but I'll talk about the trailers for sure. So yeah, let's start scrolling through the discussing film Twitter account because that's what I do. Because I did not attend this event, so I guess it started with Bob Iger. He went up on stage because why wouldn't he? I guess they did like a little Moana saying, a real life Moana. Oh my gosh, I'm assuming that's just the voice actress there. Moana 2 includes Moana taking upon the role of chief leader and also has a younger sister. I'm sorry. Have they turned Moana woke? A woman in charge? Excuse me? Can't have that now, can we? Yeah, and then they put out the Moana trailer. I thought it was cute. Um, you know, I'm not exactly the target demographic of Moana, but it's interesting. I remember liking the first Moana movie, but I don't really remember that much about it. I'm definitely gonna have to rewatch the first Moana before I watch Moana 2. But yeah, I mean, I think the trailer looks perfectly fine. Obviously, a lot of people love Moana, so I'm sure that this movie is going to be like very successful at the box office. It was one of those interesting situations where I don't think the first one made that much money actually, but it like people like it, but it's become like the most popular uh movie on Disney Plus that kids have just like fallen in love with. So I anticipate this movie to make a bunch of money. Like it could make $1 billion. That's not unfeasible. So we'll see. Dwayne Johnson will star in Monster Jam, a movie about monster truck drivers for Disney. I I don't think it's possible for me to care less about a movie. I'm trying to think. Nah, coming up with blanks. I don't know, man. First look at Moana's sister. I mean, she's pretty cute. she's a little, she's a little gremlin. Uh, um, James Cameron is at D23 to talk. Okay, hold on. I don't want to bring this up, but I did see a comment here. It's giving Ice Age baby. All right, you know what? You know what? We're not gonna bully the fictional child. um, James Cameron, he showed up to talk about the Avatar sequels. Avatar 3 has more emotional stakes than ever before? Is that even possible? The emotional stakes were so high in the last one. He adds that there will be new cultures, biomes, and settings in Pandora. Never seen before. It's not what you expect, but it is what you want. Does he mean that he's like inventing new biomes? Like that isn't just like forest and then the second one was water? Or does he just mean that never before seen in Pandora? Or like in an Avatar movie? I don't know. Avatar 3 is titled Avatar Fire and Ash. Yeah, that's a title. Sure, why not? In theaters December 2025. Kind of crazy that Avatar has now like taken December away from Star Wars. Because yeah, I think I will. I mean, it will confirm it, but I think the Mandalorian and Grogu is coming out in like May or something like that. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Avatar makes a lot of money, which not the most confident that Star Wars will be making as much money. We will see. First concept art for Avatar 3. Oh, it's like a flying ship. They got blimp technology going on here. It's interesting. Can you see that actually? I'll remove myself from the video here. Uh, they're flying the things. Yeah, interesting. So the Na'vi have created flying ships. Here we got fire people, I guess, fire Na'vi. They look a little a little demonic, not gonna lie. Wait, does that guy have a bag over his face? All right. Avatar, fire and ash. Sure. Why not? That's the official logo. First logo for Dream Productions, a series set between Inside Out and Inside Out 2. The series follows Dream Productions, the movie studio inside Riley's mind that makes up her dreams. Okay, I actually have yet to watch Inside Out 2. I know, I'm a horrible person. Um, so I guess that sounds interesting. I mean, yeah, we'll see. Um, I feel like I haven't actually watched any of the Pixar like series that they've done. Because I know they did like a Baymax series. I think they did like an Up series following like the adventures of the dog, that like dog character. But I've also never heard anything like great about a Pixar series. You know what I mean? Like I don't think they've ever made one that's like meaningful. I wonder if I imagine this will probably end up being like a throwaway series, but you know, hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully it actually ends up being like meaningful, and can actually capitalize on the success of Inside Out 2. Pixar's first long-form series, Win or Lose, will release on December 6th on Disney Plus. So this is the one that's supposed to be like actually actually a thing, right? This is the one that I think is supposed to be like Pixar flopping their massive cock on the table and being like, "Here's our show." So we'll see. First logo for Toy Story 5. Andrew Stanton, Wall-E is set to direct in theaters summer 2026. You know what? I've also yet to watch Toy Story 4. I gotta get around to that. I will have seen it by 2026 when Toy Story 5 comes out. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I know people are always like, Toy Story, it should have ended with the third one. It should have ended with the fourth one. But I mean, I don't know. Like, I feel like, I mean, people also said the same about Toy Story 2. But obviously everybody loves Toy Story 3. And, you know, I think Toy Story 4 was definitely more of a mixed bag. But, I don't know. I'm not really the type of person that's like, oh no, you gotta stop while it's good. That was the perfect ending. I mean, if you have a good idea, then make the movie. Like, who cares? That's kind of my perspective. I'm not like, I'm just not one of those people that's like, oh my gosh, this new movie has ruined the legacy of the franchise or anything like that. Like, Toy Story, like the first 3 Toy Story movies are always going to be great, even if Toy Story 4, which I haven't seen, is bad, and even if Toy Story 5 is bad. So, I don't know. Food for thought. You know what I mean? First look at Toy Story 5. The film follows the toys going up against electronics. That's crazy. So much social commentary involved here. That looks like this. Are they still with the kid, like the girl character that Andy gives her toys to, or his toys to? Is that still her? I don't know. I assume so. An army of 50 Buzz Lightyear toys who are stuck in a malfunctioning play mode will be villains in Toy Story 5. Interesting. That's kind of cute, maybe. I don't know, is it? Maybe not. And this is the trailer for Win or Lose. I actually didn't make a reaction video to this because I don't know if anybody cared. But I did watch it. It looks cute, you know. It you know what? It kind of reminded me of like Turning Red, where I wasn't necessarily like super excited about Turning Red. Um, and if I feel like if I watched a trailer for Turning Red, I would get the impression of like, oh, okay, this little girl with an attitude who I don't know if I necessarily care about this, but I love Turning Red. Actually, Turning Red, I'm not gonna say that it's the best Pixar movie because it's not, but it might be my favorite Pixar movie, just because it's the Pixar movie that I just consistently enjoy watching it all throughout, and it's just like the most consistently entertaining Pixar movie. So I'm definitely not discounting that this could be really good, but we'll just have to wait and see. Pixar's new original movie Hoppers follows a girl who switches brains with beavers to learn about the secrets of beavers. Absolute cinema. John Hamm will voice the mayor trying to destroy the beaver's home. I did see this earlier. This sounds really funny. Um, then okay, we already saw that image of Toy Story 5. Oh, teaser for Toy Story 5. Hold on. We'll watch this because why not? I'm assuming it's just them, like, it's just the logo. Yeah. Sure. All right. Stop it. Okay. First look at Pixar's next original movie, Hoppers. The film follows a girl who transfers her mind into a robot beaver to infiltrate their animal kingdom. I mean, that does sound funny. Like, let's be real. Let's be for real, for real. Let me remove my thing here. Yeah, I mean, this looks interesting at least. So we'll see how that turns out. New look at Pixar's Elio. The film follows a boy who is mistakenly identified as the ambassador for Earth. Zoe Saldana has joined the voice cast. This premise is also pretty cute, actually. I actually really like this premise. This could be cute. Okay, let's keep going. Pixar's or Incredibles 3 is in the works. Brad Bird is developing the film. That's interesting language. Developing? Is he not directing? I don't know. Official logo for Incredibles 3. Wow. What a logo. We're only halfway through. Okay. Ke Huy Quan will voice a new reptile, Gary, in Zootopia 2. Okay. As far as Zootopia is concerned, I should probably give more commentary about The Incredibles. Incredibles 2, I also never watched. I'm behind on a lot of Pixar stuff. I've heard mixed things about it. Like, I've heard it's not that great. But I don't know. I still feel the same way about Toy Story, where I'm like, I don't really care that they're making sequels. Like, I don't think anything is ever gonna take away from the first one. So we'll see. But I don't know. Maybe I would think Incredibles 2 is amazing. I don't know. Maybe that's the case. But anyways, as far as Zootopia is concerned, I know I've seen the first Zootopia, but again, a lot like Moana, I just don't really remember much about it. So, I would definitely have to see the first one again before I watch Zootopia 2. First logo for Frozen 3. Wow. Incredible stuff. Frozen 3 will now release in 2027. Wow. That's I don't want to think about that year, quite frankly. A fourth film has also been teased. Okay, we have concept art for Frozen 3. Wow. Anna and Elsa? Who'da thunk? By the way, I also haven't watched Frozen 2. I guess I'm just behind on children's animated films. That's crazy. Who'da thunk? Um, a stage musical adaptation of The Greatest Showman is in the works. Wow. Okay, we got the first trailer for Star Wars Skeleton Crew. Yes, I did watch it. I did react to it. I think it actually looks pretty good. Like, first of all, visually, it looks way better than a lot of the recent Star Wars stuff. Very much hitting that like tone that they were going for with the whole like Goonies, / ET. Obviously, trying to ride that Stranger Things wave. So it definitely hits that tone. So I think it could very well be a good series. The only thing is that, coming off of The Acolyte, coming off of a bunch of disappointing Star Wars stuff, is this the thing that Star Wars needs? Like, does this look like something that's going to save Star Wars? No, it doesn't. But, I mean, it doesn't have to be that necessarily. Is it, like, would this ideally be a show that's coming out in an era where Star Wars is flourishing and has a bunch of like super exciting stuff that like hardcore Star Wars fans love, and then this is just like a little cherry on top, like, hey, look, this is a different thing for Star Wars? Yes, that would be the ideal scenario. But at the end of the day, I don't think it shouldn't be judged as that. I think it should just be judged as its own little show. So we'll see. We'll see if it's any good. Diego Luna is now talking about Andor Season 2. I've lived with Cassian Andor for almost 10 years now. Wow. Andor Season 2 will take place over 4 years. Yeah, we knew that. We also knew that Ben Mendelsohn is officially returning as Krennic in Andor Season 2. I think we also knew that Forrest Whitaker will return as Saw Gerrera in Andor Season 2. Here we have a poster for Skeleton Crew. Sure. Looks like they're being followed. Oh no, those are just their speeder bikes. Yeah, sure. It's a poster. It's a poster, all right. First teaser for The Mandalorian and Grogu reveals the return of the Razor Crest. So whatever this teaser was, they did not release it to the public. Zeb will appear in The Mandalorian and Grogu. Yes. They have the budget to have a fully CG character in a movie. He's not just going to show up for 5 seconds in a Disney Plus show. Yes. If you don't know Zeb, he's a character from Star Wars Rebels, one of the Star Wars animated series. Hold on. Did Susan Wojcicki die? I am so sorry. I need to see what's going on with that. We are taking a break from our coverage here. The former CEO of YouTube, Susan Wojcicki, passed away today? Damn. That's sad. Yeah. Oh, she had cancer? Damn. She says, core to the history of Google is anyone, and it's hard to imagine the world without her. She was an incredible person, leader, and friend who had a tremendous impact on the world, and I'm one of the countless Googlers who is better for knowing her. Damn. Ah, shit, dude. That's really sad, actually. Yeah. No jokes. No jokes are going to be made here. All right, moving on. First logo for The Mandalorian and Grogu. Wow. This sure is a logo for The Mandalorian and Grogu. It's what anybody would have expected. Anthony Mackie and Kevin Feige start the Marvel Studios section of D23 with a clip from Captain America Brave New World. Feige put this together on his iPad in the panel, says Mackie. Oh, what a jokester this guy is, isn't he? First D23 clip from Captain America Brave New World is Harrison Ford's President Thunderbolt Ross giving a speech on adamantium being harvested from the Sentinel. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely one of the more exciting aspects of the movie. You know, just the fact that that the adamantium is indeed going to be coming from the Sentinel. Again, one of the things that I'm worrying or that I'm wondering about is with adamantium being introduced now, like what does that mean for the introduction of the X-Men? Because one of the theories, right, is that after Avengers Secret Wars, like universes are going to be jumbled up, and that's how the X-Men are going to be introduced into like the mainline MCU. But if they're already introducing adamantium, wouldn't that indicate that they are going to introduce the X-Men into the MCU before Avengers Secret Wars? Like, doesn't that kind of indicate that we're going to see like this version of adamantium that comes from the Celestial being put into like Logan? And if adamantium is just now being introduced into the MCU, that means that there's been a Logan, whatever Logan exists in the MCU, if there is one, is like a bone claw Logan, which kind of indicates to me that like a core part of his origin story has yet to happen. You know what I mean? Which again is kind of hinting towards them just introducing the X-Men into the mainline MCU. I don't know, it's interesting stuff. Like, yeah, I don't know. We'll see exactly how they handle it. Like, they could just say that they still could just say that mutants have always been here, or maybe there's like maybe mutations start to pop up at some point. Although actually no, we already know that mutations have started to pop up because of Miss Marvel. Actually, now that I'm remembering that whole thing, I don't know. We'll see. First look at the Fantastic Four cast on set. This is a very interesting picture, isn't it? Oh gosh, Twitter's. I wish I could like zoom into the picture, but Twitter doesn't let me. Yeah, I think you guys can see it. It looks interesting. I mean, obviously, Eben Moss back crack, and Pedro and Vanessa. They're just like they're just in normal clothes. And there's what's his face? I don't remember his name. But Johnny Storm there, he's wearing a Fantastic Four suit, and it looks interesting. I mean, listen. This is a movie that takes place in like a in like a futuristic 60s alternate universe. So I mean, it does make sense that the suit would look kind of goofy, to be fair. But it does look kind of goofy. I think it could work in context of the movie, right? When the rest of the world looks like a retro futuristic thing. So I'm not saying it looks bad necessarily, but it does look kind of goofy, So we'll see. But it looks interesting at the very least, which I appreciate. John Bernthal says it's an honor to return as the Punisher in the MCU for Daredevil Born Again. Isn't that nice? Daredevil Born Again Season 2 begins filming soon. Yeah, remember? I remember when Daredevil Born Again was initially going to have like an 18 episode order, season 1 order, and then they just like completely, they were like Kevin Feige watched the show that they basically finished shooting, and he was like, this is bad. We're just going to redo the whole thing. And then it went to like, I think now the first season is going to be like 9 episodes or something, and season 2 is presumably going to be another 9 episodes. So it's just going to be like a normal show instead of that 18 episode season 1. Whatever the hell they were doing to it, whatever the hell that was, it's no longer happening. Kamala Khan's father will appear in Daredevil Born Again. This is interesting. I mean, first of all, I'm glad that Miss Marvel stuff is still happening because I really like that show. I really love those characters. Like, her and her family are genuinely They might be the best new characters introduced since Endgame, unironically. Um, what is he doing in Daredevil Born Again, though? Like, what could he be doing? I don't even know. I'm scared. I don't want, like, what if Kingpin beats his head in with his car door? I don't want him to be a victim. I'm scared. I'm scared for Kamal Khan's dad being in like an MA rated Daredevil series. We'll see. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, do we know what his job was? Like, what if he was a lawyer or something like that? What if he's just like, what if he just interacts with Matt Murdock and Foggy? Yeah, I don't actually know what his job was now that I'm thinking about it. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, this is interesting as well. So it says White Tiger will appear in Daredevil Born Again. Now, this looks like a man, right? Is there like are there like two versions of White Tiger in the comics? Because I remember in Ultimate Spider-Man, White Tiger was a girl. So let me know in the comments if there are two different like versions of White Tiger where like one of them is a man and one of them is a girl. There's nothing really interesting to say about that. I'm just curious. But yeah, kind of cool that White Tiger will be in Daredevil Born Again. And yes, they released a new trailer for Agatha All Along, and I think it looks interesting at the very least. It's like I'm watching it and I'm like, this is either going to be like really cool and interesting and like, oh, look, this is a unique thing that Marvel has done, or it's going to be awful. I'm watching this and I'm like, I feel like there's no in between here. But I still love Catherine Hahn, love Aubrey Plaza. So I mean, just seeing them in a show together is cool enough for me to like watch it. And I do like the like campy aspects to it, like the sort of hocus pocusiness of it all, like and mixed in with like genuinely like creepy imagery and like horror aspects. Like there is like this could be cool. This absolutely could be cool. I'm just not sold on the execution of it quite yet. In watching this trailer, or like the two trailers that they've put out, so we'll see. We'll see. I'm not ruling it out, but I'm also not like super jazzed up about it either. All right. Kingpin and Daredevil will seemingly team up in Daredevil Born Again to deal with a larger threat. That's interesting. I mean, that is, I'm not going to lie, one of the feelings that I have had going into this is like, really? We're doing Kingpin again? Like, don't get me wrong, I love Kingpin, love Vincent D'Onofrio's interpretation of the character, but I feel like we've done kind of everything that we've had to do with Matt Murdock and Kingpin. Like, does Daredevil not have any more like interesting villains that you could make that you could turn into like a new threat? Kind of interesting if Kingpin isn't going to be like the big dick threat of the season. I wonder who that would be. We'll see. Official logo for Percy Jackson season 2. Yeah, they did put out a trailer, like a little teaser thing for season 2, but it was like like 99% of it was footage from the first season, and then there were like 3 shots from season 2, so I was like, I didn't bother to put up a reaction for it or anything. But yeah, I mean, as far as Percy Jackson goes, I thought the first season was okay. I didn't think it was great though. Like, I wanted more from it. But honestly, it seemed like most Percy Jackson fans did love it. So I'm in the minority there, and that's fine. I didn't hate it, but I don't know. I do want it to be better. Muse will be a villain in Daredevil Born Again. Yeah, I mean, we've heard like rumors of this. I think this might be the first time it's been confirmed. I don't know anything about this guy. He looks creepy. He looks creepy for sure. So yeah, we'll see what he's about. first poster for Percy Jackson season 2. Sure. Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan are on stage for Freaky Friday 2 in theaters next year. Honestly, actually hype. Not gonna lie. And that actually is kind of hype. Freaky or Friday? Absolute cinema. Absolute cinema. First look at Freaky Friday 2. Interesting, yeah. I mean, listen, I'm down. I unironically am down. Then we got our first look at Stitch in the live action Lilo and Stitch remake. I remember people were like talking about how it's like, oh my gosh, he's gonna look horrifying in live action. Like, I mean, he looks fine. he just looks like a furry little guy. I mean, they haven't necessarily gone like the Lion King remake route where they're like trying to make him look hyper realistic. He just kind of looks like a little stuffed animal. So yeah, it looks fine. Then they got the little tease here. That's cute. You know. Oh yeah, they also released the first trailer for Snow White. I mean, here's the thing, right? Obviously, there's a lot of controversy around the movie. Rachel Zegler, she said silly things. She's also not white, although technically Hispanic people are white. To be fair. But yeah, obviously, like, there are a lot of... There is a certain segment of the internet, you know who you are, that are going to hate this no matter what. Even if it's good, you're going to hate it. Even if it's good, you're going to say you hate it. You know what I mean? As far as the trailer is concerned, it looks fine for the most part. Like, I'm like, yeah, that's pretty good for the most part. Two major exceptions, though. The dwarves. They look terrifying. They're like weird CGI dwarves that actually look like the cartoons, and it looks horrifying. Also, Gal Gadot's just not a good actress. She's just not. So that's going to be a problem. But I mean, Rachel Zegler looks good in it. I personally don't care about the whole, like, oh, she's Hispanic. She's not white, even though she's half, like, European white. She is half white, to be clear. It's just a good actress, and she's a good singer, so I don't know. I don't really care about that personally. But we'll see. I will say, I liked the Little Mermaid movie. Because as far as Disney live action remakes, I liked the Cinderella movie. Granted, I have no affinity for like the Cinderella animated movie. I don't care about it at all. I hated Aladdin. That movie is actual like dog shit on fire. But I should say, actually, I have no affinity for any of the animated classic Disney cartoons, just to be clear. But yeah, I hated Aladdin. That was just an awful movie. Mulan was like whatever. These are just the ones that I've watched. But I like The Little Mermaid, actually. I thought that was actually a decent movie. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm trying to remember. I don't think I've seen any of the other ones. Like, I never watched The Lion King. Oh, yeah, The Jungle Book was good, right? Yeah, it was fine. I didn't watch Beauty and the Beast. I don't think I'm missing any. First logo for Tron Ares. Sure. Oh, yeah, they put out a poster for Snow White. First look at Gal Gadot's. She's got the condom suit for the Evil Queen. Look at you gotta give them props. They got the condom suit. They got a Cyclops looking ass suit. You know what I mean? Rachel Zegler, Snow White. Sure. We don't need to look at all the images. It's fine. Tron Ares will feature the characters going into the real world. What? What? I feel like that makes Tron less cool. Is it just me, or does that? I feel like the fact that they've committed to Tron just being in a computer. It's kind of the point of Tron, isn't it? I mean, to be fair, I've only really seen Tron Legacy and Tron Uprising. I never watched the original one. We'll see. 9 Inch Nails will be doing the music for Tron Ares, sure. Then they're showing. Oh yeah, I guess we'll look at the Seven Dwarfs. I mean, this looks horrifying. Like, this actually looks not okay. I don't know why they decided to go in this direction. Oh my god. Okay, we'll see. We'll see. Then they put out a new trailer for Mufasa, the Lion King. And I cannot tell you how... Words cannot express how disinterested I am in this movie. Like, Snow White at least looks kind of interesting. This looks so boring. Like, I cannot describe how little I care about like a live action. But by the way, just to be clear, the 2019 Lion King remake was an animated film. I apologize for grouping it in with the live action remakes. It's not a live action remake. It is an animated remake. This is an animated prequel, what we're looking at here. But, and in such, it looks completely just uninteresting, boring. I never watched the 2019 animated movie. I feel like the face animations got worse. If you know what it feels like? It feels like they took the criticism of the fact that, by the way, I could be wrong about this, but it feels like they took the criticism that the 2019 faces looked really stiff, and so they're like trying to give them more animated faces, but it just doesn't really work. But yeah, I just don't care about this movie. I don't care about Mufasa and Scar's origin story. I don't care. So we're gonna move on. I think that was it, actually. Disney Entertainment panel has finished at D23, and then we'll have full article recapping all the trailers for Marvel, Pixar, and more ASAP. Tomorrow is Marvel Animation's panel, so make sure to follow. Yes, we'll do another video tomorrow for Marvel Animation. Oh wait, it looks like they have some more information though. It says first D23 teaser for The Mandalorian and Grogu revealed. Zeb will appear in the film. The Mandalorian and Grogu riding a walker on what seemed to be Hoth before facing off with AT-ATs. Interesting. Was there anything else? Actually, I feel like they showed other things. Hold on, let me see if I can pull up some more information. Yeah, my apologies. I feel like discussing film didn't put up any tweets about Ironheart, so let's just read what they have to say here. Ryan Coogler and the cast of Ironheart arrived on stage to talk about Ironheart. By the way, I saw that there was a leaked trailer for Ironheart. I didn't watch it. I didn't react to it just because I know that if I tried to react to it, that Disney was going to take it down immediately. So I'll just wait until it's officially released and I'll react and talk about it. Ryan Coogler and the cast of Ironheart arrived on stage to talk about Ironheart as well as show footage from the series. The Ironheart trailer begins with Riri flying through the sky in her suit. The footage also shows Riri's life at MIT after the events of Wakanda Forever, as she seems stuck and desperate to rebuild her suit, as she tries to find the cash to fund her project. She teams up with Anthony Ramos' character to sneak into various warehouses and labs to find the resources necessary. Ramos' character ends up turning evil, and is shown in a suit and a red cape. The last shot of the trailer shows the suit flying to Riri and her suiting up in visuals reminiscent of the Iron Man movies as she flips a truck in the street and the trailer ends. I will say, one thing that I really appreciate about Ironheart is just the fact that it's not nanotech. There is something about about it just not being magical nanotech, and that I just feel like makes Iron Man way cooler. So that was one thing that I appreciated about her character in Wakanda Forever, right? So we'll see. I like the character. You know, I don't think that she was a standout or anything. I wasn't like clamoring for her series after it, but I'm definitely open to it. Created by Chinaka Hodge, based on Ironheart, created by people. Okay, there's not necessarily any more information here. Yeah, let me see if there's anything else that we missed. You know what? Let's actually read this description here for Daredevil Born Again. The cast of Daredevil Born Again arrived on stage at D23 to discuss the series, which they describe as being kept in a similar tone to the Netflix series. Graffiti art of both Daredevil and Kingpin was displayed before exclusive footage of the series was shown. The teaser begins with Matt Murdock visiting White Tiger in prison. Okay, interesting. And a brief glimpse of a comic-accurate White Tiger costume is shown. The character tells Matt that we need a hero, since the Kingpin is rising in power and influence in New York. The footage also shows Frank Castle, the Punisher, confronting Matt Murdock, and various short snippets of action footage, with Matt seemingly overwhelmed by Fisk's grab for power through mayoral candidacy. The footage ends with Matt Murdock and Wilson Fisk talking in a diner. Hold on, I think I might be covering up the words here. With Fisk asking Murdock if the warning about Fisk's rise to power is coming from Matt or his darker half. The tense scene then cuts away to two fight sequences, intercut as one with Matt fighting someone in civilian clothes and in his Daredevil costume. After the vicious fight ends, the character asks what kind of lawyer Matt is, before he simply answers with a really good one. So yeah, interesting stuff. I mean, the fact that I guess, yeah, Fisk is like trying to, I guess, team up with Matt in some way. That is interesting. That does put a twist on things, don't it? So yeah, we'll see how that turns out. But yeah, interesting that we're gonna get more like superheroes in this world, right? With White Tiger and stuff. You know, Punisher wasn't really a superhero. Yeah, kind of interesting to see how this all gets handled. Okay, you know what? I actually do think that this is the last thing here. Red Hulk. It looks like they're just going for it. It's just Harrison Ford. Harrison Ford's face on a Hulk. This is interesting because they keep on saying that Captain America Brave New World, it's back. We're back to the grounded nature of the Winter Soldier. But there's a Hulk in the movie. And the leader is the villain, who's a guy with a big head. Okay. I don't know. We'll see. But either way, it's gonna be it for the video. I don't think that I missed anything. Yeah. Let me know what you think about any and all the stuff that we talked about here. It's really late. It's 2:20 a.m. I don't know why they decided to have this event this late. But I'm grinding out, covering it all for you, the viewer. Bye.